Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. This is our 8-day online training program on integration of virtual labs in teaching, learning and assessment. You are watching us live on PM eVidya channels 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT official. Today, the topic that we have taken up is very interesting. We are going to learn about virtual lab for teaching, learning and assessment in physics. Yes, I'm sure you must be having a lot of questions that how you can actually solve all your problems, complex, calculations of physics, experimentations through virtual lab. So we will be answering all the questions in a while, but before that, let me tell you, the session is live and interactive as always. So please take down the details. You can call us on our phone number, which is 8800440559. We also have a dedicated email ID for you, that is diksha.training@cert.nic.in. And since we're streaming live on our YouTube handle NCERT official, you can always go to the comment section, put in your questions there, your suggestions, and get in touch with us instantly. Now, who is going to tell us about the physics, a subject that is quite terrifying for most of the students out there? So I am going to be in my, in conversation with my guest for today. And who is she? We are joined by Dr. Uma D. Sharma. Let's welcome her. Ma'am, namaskar and very warm welcome to you. Now, let me apprise everybody that ma'am is academic consultant from CIET NCERT New Delhi, and with her I'm going to take this wonderful conversation forward. But before that, let me tell you, it is going to be a training session, as you all know that. So there is going to be an assessment, the details of which will be shared with you at the climax of today's session. But first of all, one basic question: what is physics? It is such a complicated science, or is it a very simple thing but only we fail to understand because we do not have enough tools? Ma'am, please explain.
Sure, ma'am, sure. See, physics is basically a more very fundamental science,
okay.
And normally students get very afraid of understanding this physics part. Okay,
yes.
So this is a basic fundamental concept to understand nature, energy, matter and their interaction. So physics is all about learning these concepts in a very like from the nature itself. So today we will start our journey to understand this physics through virtual lab.
Lovely, because this is something that we all need to do, because generally what happens, ma'am, because we do not understand the concepts properly, we are unable to develop our interest in the subject, and that is why most of the students fail to take up science subjects in further studies. And I think that is something which is very bad, because we want to make education really enjoyable and engaging for everybody out there. Now, since you mentioned virtual labs, now that we have understood what physics actually is, we need to understand what exactly virtual lab is, how both these things are working in tandem with each other. And when we talk about the recommendations of NEP 2020, then I want to understand how physics lab align with its goals in promoting experimental and inclusive education.
Definitely, ma'am. See, in physics you will see that it is in the engineering field, in medicine, in space exploration, like for rockets, satellite, everywhere you will see the fundamental principle of physics are lying there. And to understand these concepts clearly, a student need to see this abstract concept in a virtual mode, and when he or she understand properly these concepts, then only he will make a new laws, new theories, new hypothesis, and we can develop more on this physics part, right? So virtual labs plays a vital role over here, and here a learner can easily explain the basic fundamental principle, like for atom, how atom work, what is the smallest structure of inside the atom, to the universe, till how universe work. So all these things we can conceptualize or visualize in the virtual lab.
Wow, you mean to say if we want to understand universe and if we want to understand those abstract concepts, how revolution is taking place, how sun is moving so fast,
Yes,
electricity and everything, we can actually watch it right in front of our eyes with the help of virtual labs.
Definitely.
Now, ma'am, you have prepared some PPTs also regarding this thing. I want to understand it better, that how actually it is possible.
Yes, definitely. I have already shared, it is shared.
Yeah.
It is
So
not
here we are
visible
going
over
to
here.
talk about the importance and functionality of virtual lab. Yes.
Yes, yes. It is visible? Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, I will discuss about the importance as per the NEP 2020.
Right.
It also emphasizes hands-on inquiry based learning. Also, virtual lab simulates the real experiments effectively, right. So, it promotes experiential and inquiry based learning over here, and also it ensures equitable and inclusive access. That means whether the student lies on the rural areas, whether he is at the urban area, wherever he is able to access all the resources. Also, there are some schools are there which are under resourced. The proper physics lab is not available there.
Okay.
Okay. So, the virtual labs gives the that opportunity to complete all those experiments and ensures equitable and inclusive access to over here.
Right.
And also it encourages flexibility and personalized learning, because see, the students do not have every student do not have the same capacity. Some are slow learners, some are they are easily understood the concept. So they can at their own pace, they can complete that particular experiment. They can understand the particular concept by repeatedly doing that experiment at their own way. Right.
Okay.
So hence it strengthens their conceptual clarity. Right. So, and when they are doing in a virtual mode, they know the ITC skills also, their skills are also the skills of critical thinking also developed over here.
Yeah.
And it encourages the scientific inquiry temperament to them, and hence ultimately digital literacy is of course
Yes.
there. Okay. So it builds 21st century skills.
Wow. So I think I have understood that in our country where there's a lot of diversity, not every student can go to school on a regular basis.
Yes,
but here, because we are promoting it through the internet or digital means, because we're talking about blended education, so experimentation is not going to be a problem for anybody.
Yes,
and if we try to talk about its functionality, then I request you kindly highlight the main points at how it is so effective.
Yes. So, virtual lab is very much effective in the physics case also, because there are, as I already told you, there are many abstract physics phenomena are there, like waves, like force, like electric field, like magnetic field. So, they cannot understand it when they read it theoretically through the books. Okay. So, virtual labs gives a medium where they can see, visualize those concepts, understand the theory behind it. So, also here it integrates digital tools and assessment. Here we can integrate simply after completing one of the experiment, they can assess there whether they understood the concept.
They can
well
record
or
the
not.
observations.
Yes, they can record the observation. After recording it, experiments are there. Then there is Viva Voice is there in virtual lab. I will show it to you later on. So, using that they can assess whether they understood that particular concept or not. And second thing, student can repeat the experiment at learn their own speed without any time pressure. Also, they can see here the interactive controls are available. One of the major thing over here, because see, suppose he want to do a Ohm's law experiment, he want to see what will happen if I increase the voltage, what will happen to the current, or if I change the voltage beyond its limit, then what will happen. So, in actual practice it is not possible, but here he can manipulate this reading and understand what will be the output will be there, and analyze accordingly.
Right.
Okay. So, I will say that it blends seamlessly with the physical labs, because we can see in our whatever theory is there, accordingly they can merge those practical in that particular part.
That is quite interesting when you talked about seamlessly blending it with physical laboratories. I mean, you can prepare yourself in advance after performing the experiments through virtual lab, and then when you visit the real physical laboratories, you're actually prepared and good to go. I think this is certainly not the replacement for physical laboratories, but kind of add-on thing, something that you can prepare at your own pace.
Yes, it enhances the physical lab experiences. Definitely it enhances enhances, because something whenever we are doing in a physical lab, certain boundaries are there.
Yeah.
We are unable to complete that practical in a particular time bound. Okay, it is time bound manner is there. So, but to complete that practical at own pace, we can do it home. So, it definitely enhances. It cannot replace the physical touch of equipment and apparatus,
Yes.
but definitely it enhances.
I remember, reading about crescent troughs and those X-rays, but didn't know how do they form and what they look like.
Yes.
And also you talked about something very important, that is controlled environment.
Yes.
Because if you want to do experimentation properly, you need precision for the same, you need to control the environment, and through virtual lab it is very much possible, right?
Definitely.
And now let's talk about how virtual labs are enhancing the conceptual understanding of abstract concepts in physics, something that we are reiterating and repeating again and again.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. Now, it bridges the theory of experiment by applying the concepts to real world.
Okay.
By this, what I mean to say that suppose for electromagnetic induction experiment is there, it demonstrates how generator work, how transformer work, okay, and also it verifies the theory. Okay, so virtual labs, see, when they experiment is the backbone of the physics. So when they verify, when they do that particular experiment, and if it is as per the theory, it verifies that this is the correct theory.
Yes.
Like Rutherford alpha scattering experiment is there, which make a milestone that their atomic structure is there, right?
Yeah.
So about the atomic structure, he validated that theory which was there.
Okay.
So similarly, it many fundamental discoveries come from this experimental observations only, and this understanding of this physical phenomena like pendulum experiment, right? So from pendulum experiment, we demonstrate what is simple harmonic motion, what is the gravitational acceleration. So these all experiments are very much required and need of the hour, so that the student will understand these topics. Because they are very fundamental topics of physics, and virtual labs give a active that platform. It gives that platform where they can do this experiment without any whether
hurdle, obstacle, delay.
Yes, definitely. Okay,
right.
And also what we can say that it is more enjoyable and engaging, which leads to the increase, which ultimately increases their motivation, right?
Now you're saying it's engaging, it motivates them to perform better. You mean to say we're going to watch some animated videos also here?
Yes,
so we
definitely.
have audio video material, because when we talk about inclusivity, we are also talking about not just about the students who are coming from different stratas like rural areas, urban areas. We're also talking about Divyangjan.
Yes, Divyangjan.
For them, we need to make things really convenient, smooth and easy for them. So I think Virtual Lab is a platform through which they can get all the details in hand. I'm sure you will show us when we will access the virtual lab.
Definitely.
Now, science is all about developing critical thinking, data analysis and problem solving skills. Now, I want to understand how virtual labs are developing or helping students develop these 21st century skills, because somewhere I'm a little confused that you're getting everything readily available here. So what kind of creativity or innovations you are applying from your side, or you're getting from virtual lab, that you're actually calculating, doing experimentations with entire precision, because things are a bit easy here?
It's bit easy, definitely they are bit easy, but there are many skills are there, specific skills of laboratory work which they can gain from the virtual labs.
Okay.
And they can they can understand the theory and objective of the experiment more clearly. Like they are also understanding it with the help of physical lab. It's no we can not judge them. So, but here with the help of virtual lab, they understand the different steps of procedure in a more interactive way. With the video session, there are separate videos are there in which they can see the entire experiment step by step, and they know what will happen if that experiment is completed, right?
And ma'am, now let's talk about laboratory based education, because we have this slide in front of us also. When we talk about laboratory based education, it requires a different kind of skill set altogether. Now, how virtual labs are helping us here?
Here, see, so as I already explained this thing, okay. So this is when we see that over this PPT, we can student can conduct the experiment systematically with the precise observation.
Right.
This is a very fundamental thing, very unique thing over here. See, the first step is the measurement. When they measure the observation with the more precise, then only you will get the correct result. Otherwise, you will not get the correct result over here. Okay, and they can then only they can calculate and interpret the result, verify the scientific principle, and draw the valid conclusions over there. Okay, they know what is the correct, or they should know that what is, how to set up the apparatus, what will come. Okay,
very important.
Very important, and how this experiment will be conducted. Okay, so this is the first of the skill, and second is the observation skill, which they will learn over here. See, in observation skill, they read the, suppose thermometer is there. Okay, so how to see the thermometer when the water is boiling, or what is the correct way of measuring it. Okay, so how to remove the parallax error. So these are the things which they will understand it. How to calculate the least count. So what is the least count? The smallest like measurement any measuring instrument can measure, right? So for example, if you say the any digital clock, it can measure up to 1 second. So 1 second it's least count, right? So the observation skill, they understand this using virtual mode also, if they are unable to understand like physically how to take it. So in a magnified way, we can tell them to see it through the virtual lab. Okay. I will explain this thing too.
Right.
When during the demo part, and they learn to record data and systematically way. Okay. Apart from this, they develop the skill of drawing. Drawing skills. Like when they make a like circuit diagram, how to draw the circuit diagram. Okay, and how to make a ray diagram. And what will the direction of force. With the help of this virtual lab, we can easily change the direction of current and then show what will the direction of a force acting on it. Or we can manipulate the, like if we change the position of the object, how the image will be formed, at what point image will be formed. So these things we can easily, with the help of virtual lab, they can get the data immediately after changing its input, right? And ultimately they learn to report. Reporting skill will be developed. So these are the all scientific skills, because during doing any project work, any demonstrative work, any field work, they need to first of all write the aim, what are the apparatus required for this, what is the formula required for it, what is the principle behind it, observation table, how to do the calculation, what will the result. So all these things are the laboratory skills only, and virtual lab aids these to enhance these skills.
You're right, ma'am, because before going to the laboratory, real physical laboratory, you should be prepared. Like you said, sequencing the apparatus, you know, so that you do not waste your time. Here we can say it's like a pre-lab session, because every detail you study in virtual lab, you also practice it. So when you go to the physical laboratories, you do not waste time and you do things very easily and nicely. Now recording the observations, again, it is very important. You can change the values again and again. You can see how different things, you know, yields different results. And also one more thing, ma'am, which I feel that because we at times we do not understand the real life you know, application of concepts, we do not understand them by simply studying them through traditional methods. But I'm sure here through virtual lab, we are first of all understanding the concept that okay, I'm going to perform this experiment, what exactly it means, what are the desired objectives, and what I'm going to learn at the end of the experiment. I mean to say learning outcomes. I'm sure there's so many other things also, because virtual labs, of course, you know, are like icing on the cake. So would you like to add on a few more things?
Yes, definitely. So virtual lab, as I already explained these things, in virtual lab, it gives offers a very safe and interactive environment where learner can explore concepts through simulations and experiment. Also, it gives a hands-on learning experience. Okay, that is the main thing, hands-on learning experience to which encourages the learner to apply their knowledge in a real world, right? Now, let's come to the, I will give you one example, like length. See, it is a like first to understand the physical world around us, which is physics only, to understand the nature, to understand the forces, their interaction, the interaction of energy and matter, everything is physics. Okay, and length is one of the fundamental quantity. Okay, like length, mass, or light, current, these are the fundamental quantities. So, one of this length. So, length is simply defined as the separation between 2 points in a free space, and it normally we measure in meter, right. So, length can be vary from size of the diameter of the electron to the size of the universe. Now, we are able to measure these length because of physics only, right. So, there normally two methods are there, direct method and indirect method. And indirect method, when we simply with some measuring instrument, we measure the length like scale, Vernier caliper, screw gauge, okay. And indirect method, when we cannot use this like direct measurement thing, okay, we cannot use any instrument to measure this. So, here we are using the with the help of trigonometry and parallax method, we find the distance, suppose distance of these objects, okay. For example, if you want to find the distance of between the moon and earth, how we will find? We cannot measure it with the length, any scale or anything. We
going there physically and measuring
it. So, in that case, we use parallax method with the help of trigonometry. And today I am going to explain you this Vernier caliper, which is an instrument which is used to measure this length only, and very small length of small dimension, okay, because it has a least count of 0.1 millimeter. Right. Because normally in normal scale it is 1 millimeter the least count, here its least count is 0.1 millimeter. Okay, so let us understand this thing.
Yeah, sure. And I think there is one more thing which is very important to tell our students and viewers here, that we get instant feedback also. Once we are performing the experiments, we are getting instant feedback, and if we are getting the wrong answers, we have all the help here.
Yes, this is there.
Right.
Okay. So, this is a Vernier caliper, like you can see this is the basic structure of it. The jaws measuring the outer diameter, lower jaws are there, the upper jaws which used to measure the upper like internal diameter of any container, right. And the main scale is there, this small part is a Vernier scale is there. So, here it is normally, this is the first experiment of grade 11th, and which is use of Vernier caliper to measure the diameter of a small spherical and cylindrical body, and measure the dimension of a given regular body of known mass, and to measure the internal diameter and depth. So, it is a quite lengthy one, right. So, with
quite lengthy one with some objectives, but how do we perform them through virtual lab? Where do we find virtual labs?
Yes, this I will show it to you. This observation table is there. So, I will just show it. We will go to diksha.gov.in.
Okay,
and through this you will find
focus areas of Diksha, yes, as we can see here on the screen also.
No, it is not observing in the screen.
It will be visible in a while. And
okay. See, from the diksha.gov.in, and here you will see the focus areas are there.
Right.
In focus areas you will see one of the virtual, you can open it there.
Yes.
Because I think it is not displaying over here.
So, here we need to of course type Diksha.
See, the virtual lab vertical is there.
Yes. So, once we go to the Diksha portal, and you will land up on this page where you will get the entire information. It's opening up also. And I think it is very important to get all the details and understand the things. Yeah,
it is visible here.
Yes.
But why it is?
And here you can see this is the landing page. Yeah.
So, here it is like you can see grade 11th and 12th is there, and in this grade 12th you can explore it over here.
Okay.
In English medium.
Now, you mean to say, ma'am, we have different
physics.
Languages here also,
yes,
right?
It is a multilingual as per the NEP, right. So, here we can easily display this thing. See.
Right. So, here you mean to say right now we have English and Hindi language, but after some time we will be updating more languages.
Yes.
And ma'am, this experiment, this activity that you are going to show us, it is for class?
Class 11th, ma'am. Class 11th. Is it visible?
Yeah. So, of course, when we will see the experiment in a while, it will be visible to our students also. Now, one more thing, ma'am, this is something which requires a lot of precision. Now, you said before going to the actual laboratory, you can perform it at home at your own pace. That means we do not need teachers' supervision here?
Teacher can use it as a pre-lab session or as well as a post-lab session. They can utilize this thing. So what they can do, they can explain in the class, and once it is explained, they can easily do it at home also, because everything is written over here. The explanation resources are there. Here you will find that the video is available over here. Okay, and one teacher is already doing that particular experiment. That video is also available over here. So everything is available. They can step by step follow the procedure, and the learner can easily do that experiment at home by herself or itself. So this is I think a beauty of this virtual lab, that because it is available 24/7 and the person can do it anywhere, anytime, and at whatever you want to do.
Because in a classroom probably we do not have enough time that teachers can actually concentrate on all the students equally, and that is why when you prepare yourself through virtual lab in the beginning, and when you go to the actual laboratory, you are well prepared and you do not have any kind of confusion. So yes, there is not even any kind of delay here. And we all know that virtual labs are extremely important when it comes to blended learning, because here we are talking about physical education, means physical plus digital education. And when we talk about one of the focus areas of Diksha, that definitely virtual lab plays an extremely important and essential role, and it's a very important tool also. Now one more thing I want to know from you, that if you're performing any experimentation, we also want you to kindly share your feedback with us. That is extremely important, be it for any class, and also from exam point of view, when you have to go for your laboratory sessions, your laboratory practicals, you can actually perform them at your own pace, at your own home, at your own convenience, in such a nice manner that you excel lot in examination. Now, when we understand physics, we all know this is a subject which definitely requires a lot of calculations. There are numericals, and sometimes we are scared what physics is and how it is, so important to do all the experimentations, because maths component is also included. Now, when we have animation right in front of us, when we see things happening in front of us, we kind of get involved in it. It is such an engaging experience that we know that how we can actually deliver the best of results. We will perform this experiment through Diksha platform. We will let you know how you can perform this experiment, what all options are available, but make sure you have a stable internet connection, because if you do not have a stable internet connection, you won't be able to access all the features. And right now, ma'am is definitely going to share some of the things with us, how we are doing it practically. Let's see also.
Yes, as you can see it over here. See, I have already opened through the diksha.gov.in. Okay, and here the lab experiment is there. So here it is, I will open it over here, the Vernier caliper.
Yes.
And here theory, you will see that theory, procedure, animation, simulators, video, self-evaluation resources are available here, right? So we can simply go over here. We simply just show it over here in the simulator part.
Ma'am, we can definitely learn more about it, but can we take a short break over here, because there are a lot of things that are going in NCERT, and let's talk about this very interesting competition that is going on, because we want you to stay fresh, because we will return with experimentation. Let's know more about this ongoing wonderful competition that is taking place. It's called Balpan Ki Kavita. Let's have a quick look.
क्या आपको भी गीत, कविता पढ़ने, लिखने और गाने गुनगुनाने में रुचि है? तो आइए शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की एक अनूठी और सराहनीय पहल का हिस्सा बने तथा भारतीय भाषाओं और अंग्रेजी में लोकगीत और कविताएं भेजें। आप दिए गए लिंक पर अपनी रचनाएं अथवा किसी अन्य रचनाकार के गीत और कविताएं भेज सकते हैं। भारतीय भाषा कविता प्रतियोगिता के नियम आदि भी आपको इसी लिंक पर उपलब्ध होंगे। क्या आपको भी गीत, कविता पढ़ने, लिखने और गाने गुनगुनाने में रुचि है? तो आइए शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की एक अनूठी और सराहनीय पहल का हिस्सा बने तथा भारतीय भाषाओं और अंग्रेजी में लोकगीत और कविताएं भेजें। आप दिए गए लिंक पर अपनी रचनाएं अथवा किसी अन्य रचनाकार के गीत और कविताएं भेज सकते हैं। भारतीय भाषा कविता प्रतियोगिता के नियम आदि भी आपको इसी लिंक पर उपलब्ध होंगे।
Welcome back, learners and viewers. So we wish you all the luck for this competition, and may you all come out with flying colors. Now let's come back to our topic for today. Today we are having this wonderful discussion on integration of virtual labs in teaching, learning and assessment in physics. And we were about to start with our experiment of Vernier caliper. So let's see how through virtual labs we can excel in performing this experiment. Ma'am, please.
Yes. So first of all, you will go to diksha.gov.in. And then there are focus areas are there, different various verticals are there. In this you will find a virtual lab.
Okay.
Here I will just this virtual lab, and here you will find from grade 6 to grade 12th all the experiments which are aligned with the NCERT are available over here, and here both which is available in Hindi and English both
mediums.
Okay. So today I will, as I already explained about the length topic, and to measure that small length, how we are using the Vernier caliper.
Now we have this new system of logging in also.
Yes, so you can log in over here.
Okay. Anybody can log in?
Yes.
Because this training session as such is also
you
open
can
for
sign
all.
in with Google as well.
Okay.
You can sign in as Google as well. I have already signed it. So it's simply continue. Okay. Once you have already signed in, it will you just put the continue, write the continue, and it will come over to the link, redirect to the page.
All right. Okay.
So here you will see the physics lab manual, grade 11th, Vernier caliper. Right, explanation resources are there, and through which you can see the entire content. I will explain you how to use this Vernier caliper.
Sure.
So simply you will go to the use of Vernier caliper. As soon as I will click it, it will redirect it to this page, and here there is a theory, procedure, animation, simulators, videos, everything is available. Okay. So I will explain you directly through the simulator. Right.
Okay.
So before starting this experiment, I just wanted to tell you about this least count part, how to calculate the least count of a Vernier caliper. See, the learner can avail all this written content from the theory page, and here what is a one main scale division, which is a 1 millimeter, what is a one Vernier scale division, which is a, because it is a out of 10 division, 9 divisions are out of 10 divisions of main scale, 9 divisions of Vernier scale are perfectly coinciding. So the one Vernier scale division is 0.9 millimeter, and the Vernier constants is the difference of this one main scale division and one Vernier scale division. So it comes out to be 0.1 millimeter, or you can say it 0.01 centimeter. So this is the way we will calculate it over here. And when we do it physically, there are certain errors are also there, positive error and negative error. But since we are doing in virtually, so it is error free.
Because we have controlled the environment.
Yes, we have controlled the environment over here. Now you can see this as I have shown you the aim of this experiment. First is to measure the diameter of the sphere. So I will take this sphere and just join it over here, and you will see the magnified view of this scale over here. So it comes out to be, you can see this 2.1. So 2.1 is the main scale reading, and you will see that out of this 10 division, one division is perfectly coinciding, and that you can easily see it here. It is, I think, 7th division is there, right? So 7th division is there, so that means 7 into it, we will multiply it with the least count, and here I will write it, its value comes out to be main scale division plus Vernier scale division. So main scale comes out to be 2.1, and it is 0.07 centimeter. So it comes out to be 2.17, I think, 2.17 centimeter, and we can check it. So you will see that it is, we can check it over here. Also the same this thing is already written over here. Observation table is there, as you can see it over here. I will add its plus sign, and I will write this serial number here. This one main scale division, it comes out to be 2.1. Vernier scale division comes out to be 0.07, right? And when we multiplied the this Vernier scale division into least count, so it comes out to be how much? Here I have to write only Vernier scale reading, so it should be only 7, and then I will write it 0.07. Okay. I have directly written, but here one more column is there. So there I will fill 0.07. The total reading is main scale reading plus Vernier scale reading, which comes out to be 2.17, which is the diameter of this sphere. right. So, similarly we can take 2 or 3 readings to validate this entire thing, right. Next is to find the internal diameter of this beaker, which is done by the upper jaws, as you can see it over. We will place this beaker over the upper jaws like this and just stretch the Vernier caliper.
And again we have a magnifying reading scale
also. So, you will see over here again the reading is measured over here. So, it comes out to be how much? 3, 1, 2, 3. I think it is. Next I will writing over here itself. Let us see, take it +1. Here see dimensions are there, you can write the dimension, like here we are for the sphere we are taking, here for the
beaker.
Internal for the beaker I am taking, I think it mentioned. So, similarly we can do it through mean scale. Here I will write how much it comes out to be 3.123, 3.3, 3.3, and Vernier scale, out of this 10 division, 1 division is perfectly coinciding and this is this one. So, it is 5, 6, 7, let's see 3.37, so 3.37 and check, no I think it is 3.36.
Okay.
Because
so this way you can actually check your answers.
Yes, 3.36.
And you can always restart.
Yes. Now it is correct, right? 3.6, because I cannot able to see the perfectly coinciding thing, right?
No,
so, this is for the beaker, right? And this kink is also there, which is the tail of this Vernier caliper. This is this thing is used to find the internal depth of any cylinder. Suppose I want to find the depth, okay? I will just make it is a little bit broad. You can see. Here it is showing for the diameter, but for finding the depth we will use this thing over here. I think why it is not showing. Okay, so we can use this to find the depth also. That is the third part. Okay. Right now it is a little bit hanging, I don't know. Okay, and one more thing is there. It is for the self evaluation. See, here you will after completing the entire practical, the learner can do the self evaluation part, like what is a Vernier constant, what is the function of the sliding strip or the rod, what is a slide caliper called the Vernier caliper. So, these are the assessment questions are there. After this they can understood whether they are able to understand the entire experiment correctly or not.
Only if they have concentrated on the experiment right through the theory part, because you have to go to the theory, you have to learn about the objectives, perform the experimentations, and since you've already calculated the diameter of the beaker and the sphere, I think the volume that we wanted to calculate for the cylinder or any other figure, we can give that as an assignment to our students. They can perform, you try to perform it yourself and see how the results are coming. If you have any problem, you can always write to us.
Bilkul.
Right. Correct. So, now if we look for a few more options through another experiment, let's take another experiment of your choice, because I think it is important to understand the abstract concepts that you have been mentioning, like electricity for that matter, current, voltage for that matter. So, what are you going to show us next?
Yes. So, electricity is again the abstract concept, and to understand this electricity part, the major experiment is Ohm's law. Okay, and it is a grade 12th first experiment of class 12th, and here the unique feature of this virtual lab is there. Here experiments are there, activities are there, even demonstrative activities are also available here. Okay. So
now ma'am, I want to understand first of all, suppose we have landed on this page, but I don't know what to do and how to start. So do I have any tutorial here, any help or any instruction, any box that pops up?
Yes, it is there while doing the experiment. Suppose I will show you, if you forget what is a circuit diagram, okay, how I will connect the this circuit. So, you click on the help button and it will pop up.
Right.
Okay. So, I will just explain it to you.
Sure.
Just go to this link, determine the resistance per unit length of the wire. Again this thing, the entire theory is there, procedure is written here, this animation is available over here. I will come to the simulator part. See, simulator is there. Now, suppose I don't know how to connect it. Okay, the student is blank. He has not done his homework about learning this practical, about doing this practical. What will the circuit diagram? He forgot that assignment to do. So, this show circuit diagram, this icon is written here. I just click on it, show the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram will pop up. Okay.
Sure.
And with the circuit diagram, you will be able to understand, yes, positive is connected with the positive and ammeter is there, then we have to connect with the resistor, then voltmeter should be connected parallelly. So, once he understood this circuit diagram, he can easily connect by seeing it. See, the positive is connected to the positive, then it is connected to the this thing voltmeter, voltmeter is connected to rheostat, and then the wire is connected parallelly to the voltmeter, okay, and then this is connected to the key and key is connected to the negative terminal.
Wow, step by step you are also doing it, right.
Okay, so here the key is also there, so now it is an open circuit because when we have to start the experiment, we have to close this key, right. So, as soon as now it is closed, okay. Now, you can see that in virtual lab, now silver, gold, these are very expensive wires. Okay,
Yes.
they are normally they are not available in the physical laboratories. Okay, but suppose any learner, he has a very curious mind. He want to understand what will the resistivity of the silver, what will the resistivity of the gold. Okay, so for so here virtual lab gives that kind of flexibility.
You have all the resources available here.
Yes, that kind of flexibility virtual lab gives. Okay, so we can change the length of the wire. Suppose it is 10 centimeter already mentioned here, and then diameter of wire is 0.2 millimeter. Okay, and then we can simply start this experiment. We can with the when I change the rheostat. Rheostat is a variable resistance. What I am doing, I am changing the resistance. Okay. When I am changing the resistance, the voltage, you can see the voltage is also changing with respect to ammeter, and current is also changing. And as per the Ohm's law, which simply states that the voltage is directly proportional to the current under the controlled environment, and this temperature and pressure should remain fixed, right. So, in that criteria only Ohm's law is valid. If in the case of semiconductor, it is not valid, right. Semiconductor case, it is not valid. Now, I can see this reading over here. In voltmeter, it is 0.01. I am taking one random reading over here, and the current is 0.303 ampere. 303 ampere, right. So, resistance, because it is very high, so it is 0.05 resistance will come. Now, again I am changing little bit, okay. So, you will see the change as the voltmeter voltage decreases, current also decreases.
Okay.
0. So, it validates the theory of Ohm's law. This experiment validates that theory. You will see 0.192 here it comes. So, again the resistance is there. I have written some.
And you can put different values and you can see different results.
Now, resistance will come same only because resistance is constant. Basically, what is resistance? Resistance is a ratio of voltage and current. If I increase the voltage, resistance will also current will also increase. If I decrease the voltage, current will also decrease. So, ultimately that ratio is constant only, as the resistance of a wire is fixed. Okay. So, this is a concept of resistance. Okay, resistance is fixed for a particular length of a wire. Now, if I change the length of the wire, what will happen? Resistance will change because it depends on the length of the wire, it depends on the area of cross section, because here diameter is also given, so we can change the diameter also. When I change the entire setup, it will start changing. Okay. So, in that case resistance will change. So, here the concept of resistance will be clear to the student ki on what factor resistance depends, and on what factor if I change the value of the length, what will happen to the resistance. Okay. And one more thing is there from the Ohm's, he can plot the graph as well. You can save that experiment, okay, after taking 4 or 5 readings, and plot the graph immediately. So, it comes out to be straight line. If I take the 6 or 7 readings, again it comes to straight line. So, straight line means slope is that is constant, resistance is constant, R is equals to V upon I. Okay. So, in this way the concept is clear and it gives the immediate feedback to the students.
Now, I want to understand one thing here regarding the 2 experiments that you have performed through virtual lab. When these experiments are being performed in physical laboratories, what kind of errors do students generally make, which is not possible here through virtual lab?
Yes, definitely. There are certain errors, especially in measurement part.
Okay.
There are one separate science is there, error analysis part is there. Then we have to rectify those errors. Usually in labs, what we are doing, we are taking 6 or 7 readings at a time for finding the supposed diameter of a sphere. The same thing, we will repeat that experiment 5 or 7 times. So and then take the mean out of it. So while taking the mean, it rectifies those errors, because at that time the zero error is there. Okay, and suppose the student is not able to take the correct reading, he is seeing not perpendicular to that scale, he is taking slightly, so the parallax error will be there in that case, so the reading will be wrong. So these errors are eliminated by error analysis. Different theories are there, okay, to rectify this error. So that thing we have to do it, but here as in virtually these instruments are error free. So normally these errors will not come over here.
And ma'am, I always say when you talk about teaching learning, assessment is another important part.
Yes.
I want to understand how these virtual labs are making the life of a teacher easier, because I think now teachers can customize the entire lesson plan, personalize the education or the content that they want to deliver as per the needs and requirements of the students. So how is it possible through virtual labs?
See, through virtual lab, they can plan their this lecture in advance, and they can give the assignment to the student accordingly, right? Suppose if you want to start the electromagnetic waves chapter, so for that, to give the understanding of what is waves, they can give the experiment to the student to learn more about it, and the student get the brief idea of what is wave, and then in this way it helps the students.
Helps students. And what if students want to learn or study more on these concepts? So do we have additional resources available
additional
here?
Resources are also available
Can
here.
you show us too?
Yes, it is available in the case of resources. Many resources are available. Like they can go, first of all, the about manual physics are there, and this YouTube links are already embedded over here. Through these links, you can go to the advanced level. Plus, there are demonstrative activities are also available there, and those related to each and every concept. Like for example, Cavendish experiment is there, which is used to measure the value of capital G, okay, universal gravitational constant. So that Cavendish experiment also they can do virtually through the demonstrative activity over here, which definitely motivates the student how all the things can be measured.
Now when I see these tabs, I can see that there is an animated video and there are some other videos also, and the last tab is about feedback.
Yes.
So how, because feedback is something which when you give politely, it is very encouraging, but at times even when you're performing things on your own, alone, definitely you get tired when you're not getting the desired result, you feel demotivated.
Yes.
Also, I want to understand how these virtual labs are promoting collaborative learning, because when you learn in team or with other students, you definitely learn faster. There is a very healthy competition that's going on, and then each step can be performed by individual student, and collectively everybody can come together and perform the experiment and can remember it for a long time. It gets etched in their memory. How does it happen?
Definitely, ma'am. And especially in grade 10th and 12th, they have to do the demonstrative activity. Okay. So in that demonstrative activity part, they have to do it their own. So they can explore this virtual lab, go through all the content, go through the procedure by their own, see the animation part, see the simulation part, and do that experiment on their own, take the observation table and make a proper report of it, just like a lab manual, how to write the proper report and take out the conclusion out of it. Okay. So in this way, when we divide this by making a groups, we just divide this demonstrative activity to each and every student, they can come up with a compiled report of these demonstrative activities. So virtual lab is definitely helpful in that case.
Helpful and a wonderful tool. And now, ma'am, we have to wind up our session over here, because we understood how physics experiments can be performed through virtual labs, how we can understand these abstract concepts, and how tiniest and minutest details also can be recorded with the help of this wonderful tool called virtual lab. Your closing remark before I finally say goodbye.
So I will say that physics is a nature, to know the whole about nature, right? And virtual lab gives a platform where we enhances our to learn about this physics part.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uma, for your wonderful contribution to the session. It was indeed a delightful conversation and I learned a lot. You know, I think now I'm also ready to take science again as a subject and learn more about physics and its concept. But for the moment, you know, I have to do what my job is. That is to tell you about this entire thing that we did today. Yes. Today we were in day 4 of the training session where we talked about virtual lab for teaching, learning and assessment in physics. We performed the experiments, we go, you know, of course we learned about the theory. We also told you that how feedback assessment can be done. The entire content is so self-instructional that you do not feel as if you need a teacher constantly. Of course, it is not replacing teachers, it is not replacing real physical laboratories, but it is giving an added advantage to you. And before that, I also would like to say that even if you are not a student or you are just a viewer and you want to brush up your skills related to physics, you can always do that. But how basically you can, you know, apply for this training program, because I told you it's a training program that we are conducting. So here you will find all the details. This is our homepage of ciet.ncert.gov.in. Here, when you will click on this activities option and you go for the workshop and training thing, you land up on this wonderful page where you can see 2 activities going on, and this is the activity that we are currently having: online training on integration of virtual labs in teaching, learning and assessment. This is our 8-day online training program where we are performing these experiments, making you learn about this entire concept in 1 hour duration from 10 to 11 a.m. in the morning. Now once you click on this link, you will land up on this page. This is the main page where you will get the entire details. This is our umbrella theme, and here we have complete write-up of why we are having this training program. We all know that you know, education is changing and we are talking about digital stuff. We are blending this education, and when we talk about sciences, it cannot be understood without the practicalities of it, without having practical experiments. So this is the entire schedule that we have for you. Of course, we started our session on day 1 through virtual labs, need, perspective and scope concepts, and today in day 4 we're talking about physics. Now who can participate? This is not restricted just for student participation. Even if you're a teacher, teacher educator, parents, administrator, general public, this training program is open for all, provided you are watching all our sessions very carefully. Now here is the entire program schedule. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are performing, we are uploading all the details here. See, you can see the day wise details where we have title of the sessions, all the resource person who came and of course conducted the experimentations, made you understand the concepts, along with the presentation link, the video link. Now once the session is over, we upload our videos here so that you can refer them for future purposes. Now today on day 4 we are through with our session on virtual lab for teaching, learning and assessment in physics. The video will be uploaded here in a short while from now. How to participate? Again, the most important thing, because it's a training program and if you want to get yourself a certificate, make sure you follow these steps very diligently. The first step is registration. You can register yourself either by clicking on the link or scanning the QR code. Now second step is that you have to watch all our training programs very carefully that are streaming live on these channels. And then you come to step 3. So as and when we are completing these sessions, we will be uploading the links over here that you need for assessment purposes. So make sure that you keep on visiting the page and you have to go through these guidelines also. If you score more than 70%, only then you will be granted a certificate that you can download from Diksha portal. Now these are the guidelines for assessment purposes. And this is the link for the same. Lastly, submitting your feedback. Now, when you perform these experiments, I'm sure that you are noticing something on the website also, something during the training program also that you would like to share with us. We need your suggestions, we need your feedback so that next time we bring newer content and we improvise upon our training sessions. So you have to submit your feedback using this link. And otherwise, in general also, whenever you are watching our sessions, you can write an email to us on diksha.training@ceit.nic.in, or you can give us a call in this number. And I request you all to kindly participate in the session. Please call us so that you can also have a conversation with our expert directly. Now, it was all about day 4, that is about physics. But what's coming up next? Let's have a look. enough of maths and science for you? Do not worry, now we are bringing social science for you, and you can learn how even social science can be learned through virtual lab. That's going to be one exciting session. And also another important update to be shared with all of you. Textbooks for grade 4 and 7 are now available on Amazon, Flipkart and NCERT website. Of course, you can grab your copies now. And what else you can do now? Just take a look at what's all coming ahead. Here is the program schedule for the day. So we are through with our session on virtual lab for teaching, learning and assessment in physics. And a short while from now, you can watch a session on teaching, learning interventions for inclusive classrooms, where we will be taking up class 10 subject English, and the topic will be my name. At 2 p.m. we will bring you another session that will be a live session on mathematics, followed by a session of Hindi, where you can enjoy mithai at 2:30 p.m. 3 p.m. is the time for our session of English, where we will have a chapter, Seeing Without Seeing, another interesting thing to come up. And 3:30 p.m. is the time for one more mathematics chapter, Shadow Story. Shadow and maths, how they are related? Well, we will see. And from today onwards, we are starting our online training program. It's going to be on power of audio. 4 to 5 p.m. is the time, and today is going to be the day one. If you're interested, please join in. It's also going to be a training program where you can get yourself a certificate. And we will wind up the day with our session Sahyog at 5 p.m. The topic will be values and beliefs, cultivating a value-based school culture. With this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you, and will join you soon. You stay tuned for more educational content on our various platforms. Namaskar.